There comes a time in the world where we need a new leader, somebody to look up to, someone who knows what it means to be a great leader, someone who's worthy of something bigger than even he himself recognizes. While the entire world may be against him, he's still the symbol that the world really does need. He has some big shoes to fill. While he might not be the world's first Avenger, or he might not be a super soldier, this man is definitely worth of something larger than himself, and especially when he uncovered the truth about one villain, who we'll talk more about later, he definitely was worthy of the shield, and was definitely worthy of being called the Captain of America. Greetings, geeks and nerds, I'm Lady Universe and White Nerdy, and yes, I'm reviewing Captain America Brave New World. I need something to refresh my brain, especially after looking at Joker Foil Dogs. Yeah, less said about that the better. But happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and what better way to celebrate a day that celebrates one of the world's greatest African American leaders by taking a look at one of the world's greatest African American leaders. Yeah, to be fair, I was gonna save this until February because Black History Month and all that, but then I'm like, I, but I mean, today's a special day, next month is a special month, so what better way to celebrate it than when one of my favorite African American superheroes? There's no Miles Morales, and I'm saving Blade for Lazy Wing, so this is the best that we can offer. I was excited for this ever since I saw the trailer way back. I think the trailer launched in February or in January of 2020. Yeah, 2024 or 2025, one or the other. And yeah, I remember buying this for my birthday because I was so hyped for this movie and I waited until Christmas to have it. Was this movie worth the hype? Yes. And as, in my opinion, I think that this is the Captain America trilogy. Fuck off with the Captain America Civil War ship. That's an Avengers movie. I count that as an Avengers movie. I have no idea why the Captain America name was involved in it, but it should have been called Avengers Civil War, and it wouldn't have changed a thing. That's not a Captain America movie. That's an Avengers movie. But why they called it Captain America? But why they called it Captain America Civil War? No one will ever know. But Brave New World came in. Now, if you remember, and if you follow Brave New World like I have, originally this was going to be called Captain America Hulk War. But now, Hulk Wars is going to be the next Captain America, sequel, I guess you would say. But why was it changed? What originally was the plan? Well, I'll talk more about that towards the end of this video, but for now, we have a movie to talk about, and boy oh boy, is it a movie worth talking about. So many people hated on this movie, and do I think it deserved to hate? Well, we'll talk about more about that as the film goes on. But for now, grab your Falcon wings, grab your Captain America shield, and be sure to bait down a world leader who's colored red. Oh, I have so many jokes to make about this. And let's dive into Captain America Brave New World. After the event of Falcon and Winter Soldier, Falcon, Sam Wilson, finally had the Captain America shield, and he finally be endowed of Captain America, and he's doing a good job of keeping his mentor's name. As Sam Wilson is doing a hell of a job at keeping the world safe as Captain America. Same with his new partner, who is the new Falcon, that is part of the new Avengers. But unfortunately for Sam, not a lot of people want him around and want him in the shoes of Steve Rogers. And I think that, well, President Ross says it best.
Be in these situations. You're not Steve Rogers.
Right when that line is said, it becomes clear what this movie is. It's a self-exploration film about Sam Wilson really finding his own shoes as his own Captain America. As I believe Anthony Mackie did the best job he could in his entire acting career, really proven as a man who's on his threshold and trying to question himself if he's worthy of the shield. as throughout the entire film he keeps questioning himself. Am I worthy? Was Cap really right? Am I worthy of the shield like Steve said that I was way back then? And despite everything going against Sam in this entire film, I really do think that he proved himself worthy of the shield, especially when he tried to protect America. And Sam, without any superpowers or super soldier serum himself, managed to take down the Red Hulk, which of course was no frickin' easy task. But what's a movie without a great villain and Harrison Ford as President Thunderbolt Ross? My God, was Harrison Ford doing the best acting of his entire career? This was a man who took on the role of someone else, but unfortunately he passed away, but carried the weight on his shoulders, and he did a wonderful job with doing so. As his message for most of the movies was kept under wrap, because it was people trying to discover what the hidden villain and who the hidden villain of this entire film really was. As really the best moment was his transformation scene, as it was kept hidden and was talked about briefly at points until finally he hulked out. Let's see. A president hides things from his own people, rages against a machine when things don't go his way, and then turns into a giant red monster of destruction when he gets really angry and basically turns the world into his own personal warpath. The president who lies and keeps secret from the people, who uses everything to his advantage to try to keep hidden secrets and take care of people who figure out such secrets, and who's also a secretly hidden red monster. Do you think... No. It's too obvious. Is it? Isn't it? I mean, if you watch this movie, really pay close attention to Harrison Ford as President Ross throughout this entire film, and then the moment when his transformation happens... No. You didn't. Marvel, did you pick on President Trump? Did Julius Ona, the writing team, and Marvel Studios pick on President Trump? My God. They did it. We have a perfect movie that had almost served as an autobiography of the dictator of President Trump. Yes! Yes, Marvel! This is the way to go! Yes! You finally did it! You have an autobiography of President Trump, and it's the best damn thing ever! Unfortunately, Falcon doesn't beat his fucking face in. Neither does Captain America. But you're doing good! You finally hit a good target! Good for you! But unfortunately, Harrison Ford, as President Ross, does not the entire focus of the movie, though he kinda was the big main villain, because he was hiding so many secrets from the people, as a president would. And this is not the first time that Harrison Ford played a president, by the way. Do you know what other movie that Harrison Ford played a president? Good on you people that answered. For those of you that don't know, go and watch it. It's a very decent movie. Just go and look it up. It's a very decent movie. But of course, there is a recurring villain from the 2008 Hulk movie. Dear Lord, that movie will turn 20 years old in just 2 years. Oh, wow. But, all else fails, we have to talk about the one Hulk villain that this movie pulled in, very creatively, and that is the Leader. The Leader, or Dr. Samuel Stearns, is one of the Hulk's most impressive villains, because whereas the Hulk gets his strength, the Leader gets his very superior intelligence. The leader's vast intelligence comes from when he was also affected by the gamma rays, but differently in basically Marvel continuity and as well as in the comic continuity. If you remember the Incredible Hulk movie from 2008, you'll remember that Dr. Samuel Stern's code name was Mr. Blue, who spoke to Bruce Banner Mr. Green. As at first he was a young scientist who was obsessed with the gamma radiation. More importantly, the leader is very self-obsessed with the Incredible Hulk. As for Samuel Stearns, he sees untapped potential within the Incredible Hulk, something that Bruce is a little bit afraid if Samuel Stearns really does get his hands on it. However, by unfortunate accident or stroke of luck, he ends up becoming more obsessed with gamma radiation as the gamma affects his brains, making him super smart. And thus began its permanent transformation into the leader, one of the most impressive Hulk villains who matches the Hulk in brains rather than brawn. Tim Blake Nelson was creatively crafted in this movie, having a slow transformation that we wanted to see from the leader. As I have to give it to Tim Blake Nelson, who gave such a thrilling performance as a villain that you'd love to hate, and a villain that I hope comes back in the next Captain America movie. Now, yes, originally what was going to happen was that this Captain America film was going to be Hulk center-based. Mostly have returning Hulks like Eric Bana, Mark Ruffalo, and Edward Norton from the Incredible Hulk 2008 film. Unfortunately, Marvel decided not to do that, but instead have several films leading up to this point. Captain America Brave New World, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and another film that will I believe either Avengers Doomsday or another Avengers film that will tie it all straight into one Hulk film that Marvel is promising Hulk fans like myself and some of you have been awaiting for ever since Incredible Hulk 2008. As I really hope that we do, especially since they're promising us that Savage Hulk will return in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But until then, we're left in the shadows. So, is Captain America Brave New World worth it? Or, if you want to go by the first name that was chosen, is Captain America Hulk Wars worth it? Absolutely. This is a wonderful crafted film, and why people hate on it, I will never know. I really did like the personal journey for Sam Wilson. He has a lot of weight on his shoulders ever since he picked up Cap's shield, and with it, he has to prove himself to the world. And by the end of the movie, he proved that he was a Captain America. And especially he proved his worth when he managed to stand face to face with Red Hulk, a personal being he knows that could destroy him with a single punch. If not for the vibranium tipped wings made by the Wakandans as a gift for him, he definitely would have been dead. Quite a lot dead. Or if not dead, very, very, very seriously injured. But I did really love the journey, and especially Harrison Ford. My God! You know, such great crafted. At first I was like, really? Harrison Ford as President Ross? I mean, I know that the original Ross actor is long since gone, but it's kind of like, really? You know? At first I was a little bit skeptical, but then when I saw his performance, I was sold on it. I knew this was what Marvel wanted, and deep down inside, it's what I wanted. So, that was Captain America Brave New World, and I really did enjoy it, as it was such a really superior and far out supreme film. This might be my hands down personal favorite Captain America movie, probably more so than the first Avenger and Winter Soldier. This might be my new favorite. And so, Captain America Brave New World gets the fuck up rating of a Supreme Strange, because in my personal opinion, third time's the charm, and the third movie, no, not Civil War, don't even mention it. That movie's a piece of shit, truthfully, in my opinion. But Captain America Brave New World is definitely the supreme of the three, as he gets the Funko Pop rating of a Supreme Strange. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. Join me at Twitter with the link in the description down below, and tell me what you guys thought about Captain America: Brave New World. Do you think it's basically underrated? Do you think that it's more awesome than people give it credit for? Or do you think it's just as bad as some of the critics give it credit for? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, no, I wasn't joking. This might be my favorite Captain America movie, next to the other two, probably be more so than the other two right now. This was such wonderfully crafted. So celebrate your Black history and celebrate with Martin Luther King Jr. Day by checking out Captain America: Brave New World. You will not be disappointed, as I cannot wait for when Captain America: Hulk Wars is announced and is released, as I'm really excited to see what they'll handcraft and what they'll put together. So thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in the verse. I've nerd to keep eking on. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, be sure this video on the web. And as always, keep eking on. And until next time, and as always, take care.